Can you walk me through all those runs you had last week? Are those designed quarterback keepers? Are those plays where you're choosing what to do and you're just keeping it? How did all those unfold?
Yeah, a lot of them were read plays, and they were keen on deuce a lot. They were flying the linebackers out of the box, so we were just reading them. And it happened that I, was taking the ball a lot, and our offensive line made some really good holes. And I've found that the run game might be a little more of my game now, and it wasn't as much in high school, but I feel like I've gotten a little faster and feel more comfortable with it here. And yeah, it's definitely a big part of this offense. And I was glad I was able to be able to do that in the running game. And it was just it was a lot of quarterback read plays.
Was that a difficult transition at all? Like you mentioned, you didn't maybe run a whole bunch in high school. What's it like to go into a game now where you're carrying it that much?
I mean, it's really not that different. At the end of the day, I kind of just try and look at it as it's just football, and it's what I have to do. And it's it's fun. I really like running the ball. I think it's pretty fun. So I've enjoyed doing that a little more at this level, and just trying to have fun with it, and trying to continue to get better at that part of my game.
And I know it's probably not fun to look back and see the turnovers you've had the last two games. When you've talked with Coach Klein or Coach Kleiman, whoever it may be, what are the main things you guys are stressing in that area so that you can have maybe a cleaner game next week?
I mean, obviously, it's just ball security. You gotta take care of the ball better. There's no excuses for that, and um, there's really not much to say in that respect. I mean, it's kind of just being smart with the football and ball security, and we're going to continue to work on that, and just continue to make throws. I've said don't hold back, continue to sling it, but see in front of throws, and just hold on to the football. And yeah, no, definitely need to work on that.
I also did want to ask. Chris Kleiman mentioned that Sammy Wheeler isn't going to be able to play anymore this season. How much does that hurt? Just given that you did have the big connection with him there in the fourth quarter, and he looked like he was maybe starting to come on.
Yeah, no, Sammy's a heck of a player, and that'll be a big loss for us. And best wishes to him. I'll be trying to do what I can to help him, but it definitely is a tough loss. But at this point, it is what it is. We've faced a lot of adversity already this year, and a lot of guys have already gone down. And I'm confident that somebody will step up. And like I said, it's awful for Sammy, and a big loss for us. But I'm confident some other guys will step up in his spot.
All right, thanks, Will.
No problem.
Darren?
Well, how do you think you've evolved since the young player who stepped in when Skylar went down to now where this team is yours and you're making the decisions, you're evolving as a quarterback. You were just talking about how you're running more. How do you think that's, you feel like it's going by leaps and bounds or baby steps? How do you feel that's going?
I mean, you could look at it in a bunch of different ways. I feel like in some ways it's leaps and bounds because, you're kind of thrown into the fire and you kind of have to learn as you go. But at the same time, it's baby steps, and there's a lot of learning experiences that you have to go through, and, a lot of tough times that you have to go through to grow in your, in the journey that I'm on right now and that we're on as a team. And but I feel like as we've gone along, the game's definitely slowed down for me a little bit, and I feel more comfortable every game. And and I feel like the offense, we're starting to mesh, even more, and continuing to try and get better with them, and just try to be the best leader I can for these guys. And obviously, because Skylar was a great leader and a captain on this football team, and I'm trying to do my best to step in. And I don't want to be they've a lot of people have told me don't be Skylar, be yourself. But at the same time, I gotta step in, and because there's big shoes to fill. Skylar's a great player and a great guy, and he's helped me a bunch with it. But just continuing to take those learning experiences and apply them into practice and games.
That leads me to my next question about how has Skylar helped you? Obviously right now he's kind of that player coach, because he can't play, but he wants to be involved. Is there any thing he's really helped you see that, maybe the coaching staff taught, but he can help you actually see it?
Yeah, he's helped me a bunch. Having him on the field in practice is, basically like another coach that'll, kind of give me his insight on what he's seeing, and being able to go up and watch film with him and Coach Kleiman has helped a lot. And, even just with off the field stuff, even like after a tough game at West Virginia, he was there to tell me, he's been there and trying to, just be a good guy and pick me up. And, he's done a great job of that. And, trying to help me through, all these obstacles that, I'm having to face, and, trying to just keep me level headed. And he's done a great job of that, and just being there for me. And, I really appreciate that.
And lastly, Coach talked about this. I asked Deuce about it. You're a young player, but you're a starter, and you're out there playing, but there's a lot of young players who are in quarantine right now. How can you get everybody on board to where, because Coach was saying how difficult it is to have so many guys in quarantine because he doesn't even have a scout team. So how can you help get that message across to some of your teammates who are pretty much your age that this is serious? You guys can be great, but, everybody's got to buckle down a little bit. How do you do that?
I mean, it's tough. You gotta, I feel like we have pretty good protocols here, and we've been trying to do what we can to, keep the spread of the virus from happening. And I feel like we've done a decent job of that, but, it's tough, and it's going to happen. And we just have to continue to stress the fact that, we have to have priorities, and, we can't be jeopardizing the team at all. And we have to, put the team's best interests in mind, and, and just continue to do that for the rest of the season. And hopefully, obviously we've always said this, this COVID thing is tough. It's tough for everybody, but it's, everybody's going through it, and we have to, hunker down and have our priorities straight, and not, jeopardize the team, and put the team first. And, that's what we just continue to try and stress that. And, things will happen, and there's some freak things that will happen, but at the end of the day, if we just keep our best interests in mind, we'll be all right.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you.
John? Yeah, Will, how much did you do in terms of design quarterback runs and quarterback run game in high school? And did you anticipate running the ball as much as you have already this point in your K-State career?
I knew, they told me coming in that, running the ball was definitely going to be a big part of the game here. And it's a part of the offense, and a lot of it's, option game, design quarterback runs. I didn't do as many design. I mean, actually, I did a decent amount last year. I didn't early in my high school career. Did more of it last year, on third down and short, and, kind of critical fourth downs and stuff. They like to just, run some quarterback powers and stuff. And we actually ran a fair amount of option last year, a little more than usual. And so that I'd say got me ready for this. And so, I mean, I've run the option before, I've done it, but obviously it's a different level. And, having guys around me that can make plays like they do, and, being able to hand the ball off to guys like Deuce and Phil and everybody, it's just, it's a different type of game. And, just continue to try to do my part in terms of that, and trying to, get better running the ball and more comfortable with it. And I feel like, I'll continue to do that. And, but yeah, like I said, it's part of this offense. And, it's something that's going to be asked of me and asked of all quarterbacks in this offense. So, I'm ready to accept that challenge.
You feel like people underestimate your speed, like defenders or anybody out there?
I mean, yeah, I'd say, I wouldn't be, you look at me, I'm longer, taller. You probably don't think I'm the fastest guy on the field. But, I feel like once I can get out in space, my long strides will take care of themselves. But, I'm not anywhere close to where I want to be. And, I want to continue to keep working on my speed and continue to get faster throughout this year and throughout my career.